Hello, and welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. I'm your host, Sidra Kennedy, and this is going to be short. So, just think about tribalism. If I tell you, now I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Liberal, Libertarian, or anything like that, but if I told you I'm going to be running for office, and my main platform is I am against anybody harming those that's not bothering anyone. That's my main goal. I'm sure you would either be like, well, duh, or, well, yeah, I can get behind that. That's nothing major. That's nothing new. I'm not going to bother someone that's not bothering me. Okay. And I say, and then you ask, are you Republican or Democrat? Or are you one of those progressives? And I say, I am for the people. I can't tell you which one I'm with. All I can say is, if you aren't bothering someone and someone decides to harm you, they're going to prison. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It doesn't matter how much money they have. It doesn't matter what family they come from. It doesn't matter what political backing they have or background or current status in political levels of office of anything. If they harm you physically, mentally, or financially, they're going to go to prison. You are protected. You can live your life free from harm. You just have to not harm anybody. And I'm going to stick by that. You can hold my feet to the fire and you can sue me if I don't push that agenda. And I got it in writing. You'd probably be on my side. You might think I'm a little nuts. But at the same time, my goal is nobody's going to harm you. And you can't harm anyone else. This means no one can break into your home or your apartment or your car. They can't do anything to you, or they're going to reap the consequences. There's really nothing to it. It was a mistaken break-in. Nope, none of that. I didn't know that person didn't want to get punched in the face. There's none of that. So you know that's what's going to happen. Okay, that's the goal. But then I tell you, I am the opposite of what you are. Then I come out and say it. You're a Democrat, I'm a Republican. If you're a Republican, I'm a Democrat. Then your mind changes. Then you say, well, screw that. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. I was listening to Kyle Kalinske, and he was talking about the wage gap and stuff, and how people are for the whole, what is it, bipartisan support for wealth tax sky high. Okay, so 60-some% of Republicans are for it, 40% are against it, for taxing the wealthy. So here's the thing. Just think about this. He did say part of this is from the pandemic and stuff, but think about what's happened. You can't blame, those of Latino or Latina or Hispanic descent or heritage. You can't blame those here because they work for cheap. They pay full price for anything. They pay taxes, but they don't reap any benefits of those taxes. They don't get in those certain programs by the government. Can't do it. Can't do it. You can't blame any longer, so much so, African Americans only as welfare queens, as the women. Every single woman out there with a child does not have a boyfriend, a husband, or something thereof. You can't go out and say that. And they have multiple children by multiple men and get all the welfare and stuff like that and don't have to work or anything. Hey, you can't do that anymore because it makes no sense. It's illogical. It doesn't matter if Democrats and Republicans believe this. It's just about where you grow up and whatnot. Okay? Seriously, Democrats and Republicans believe that. That's a bipartisan belief. It's just those that are more forward thinking aren't going to sit there and go with that. So then, so you can't blame them, because think about it. For those people that are on welfare, minorities and even the majority, the inner and outer city people, their quality of financial life is not joyful. It's not good. It's not even on par. It's subpar. And their life isn't happy. And then you have no choice but to think, wait a minute. The wealthy, those that make $60,000 a year, 200,000, 200 million, 500 million, a billion, 60 billion, 70 billion. Can I go higher? 90 billion, $160 billion. Not far off, soon to be $1 trillion person out there. Okay? But those people get welfare. They get subsidies. They get paid by the government, by your tax dollars. And they send your jobs away. And they tell you to blame everyone else. People are waking up to that. I'm hoping that's what it is. And I hope they keep waking up. The thing is, it's too slow. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, hey, tell them to listen to this. Tell them to listen to those that know far more than I do. But tell them to get out of their bubble and take a chance. Listen to someone who's going to tell them the truth. This is Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.